Chad, the Penn Entertainment and Barstool business model is over. Dave Portnoy has now gotten back the Barstool brand all to his own. That had an emergency press conference and said as much. That's because Penn Entertainment and Penn Gaming, they now have an ESPN partnership for 10 years through the branding aspect of partnering together. They will house all of the betting structure of what ESPN is building, which will be an app that is going to be called ESPN Bet. And the app will be promoted on all ESPN platforms and shows and content. Now, two things I'm thinking about with this. Number one, keep in mind the whole Mincy firing. What came out of that is twofold. Number one, their stock price really dropped. Stock price of Wall Street Journal right now, Penn Entertainment stock surges after ESPN partnership. And number two, they were worried about receiving the permits and licensing from even the state of Massachusetts, keeping those because of their relationship with Barstool. Portnoy mentioned that whenever he was announcing that Mincy had been let go, and he didn't have anything to do with it. Well, now you're partnered with ESPN, and if you're really wanting to take over a state-by-state, nationwide branding aspect where you're going to be in any state that's legal to place a bet on an app, this is the model that they're choosing to go with instead of fighting the battle that they claim was there, even from the New England area, because of the branding partnership with Barstool.
Yeah, it is interesting how it's being framed on either side of this, right? It is, first off, I think for the Barstool perspective, for their brand, it's a big win because it makes them less corporate. Because everything they did, they had to worry about. Remember the whole Mincy thing? We had to worry about license that we were trying to get in certain states, and they weren't going to do it. They're going to pull our license for this. So they can be more of themselves now with all of this. But now ESPN in the licensing game and the sportsbook game, coinciding with Pat McAfee, who's clearly going to be some big part of this also. It's interesting news. And you're right, Hutton, that when Penn Entertainment bought Barstool, they were at an all-time high in what it was worth. And now it looks like Portnoy, in whatever deal they cut, bought back pretty low based on stock price.
Well, so I've got the detail of the Wall Street Journal here. First, what they're doing is they have the trademark of ESPN Bet for a 10-year agreement. Penn does. They're just flipping the name of they're taking the Barstool Sportsbook app and turning it into ESPN Bet. It's going to be the same technology, the same app, based on the way this is reading here. Number two, the company, Penn Entertainment, simultaneously announced the sale of all of its Barstool Sports common stock to Portnoy in exchange for certain non-compete and other restrictive covenants. Penn will also have the right to 50% of the gross proceeds received by Portnoy in any subsequent sale. That according to Penn Entertainment.
Hence why Portnoy is saying, I will never sell.
Yeah, because half of the gross profit goes straight to Penn Entertainment.
And so I believe him.
Yeah. I mean,
he's not selling. He's not giving half back to Penn Entertainment. And I think it's pretty easy to see that relationship was fractured based on how public him, Erica Nardini, others all went at Penn saying we completely disagree with their decision.
Well, they acquired the brand and then didn't lean into the brand.
Right.
You know? And it is a brand.
Yeah. It's a strong brand, and it's made stronger now that everyone's going to look at Dave Portnoy and know that he's behind it, and he's the one calling all the shots.
Well, and it would have been difficult for Portnoy not to move on and do something else, to start whatever, Barstool 2.0, whatever you want to call it, and for Penn Entertainment to still have that. And it's the monetization of that isn't what it would have been with Portnoy there, because Portnoy is Barstool.